Hi, Engineer Azoliadi. You're welcome. We just want to ask your opinion about the interview that you
Thank you.
graciously offered yourself to mentor, be a part of. So welcome to this very brief discussion.
Thank you, Madam Mefia.
Okay,
It's
so
always a pleasure to be of service.
yeah, really grateful. Just a brief, you're an engineer. When did you graduate? And then where are you working at the moment?
Okay, I graduated in 2019. I
Okay.
did geomatic engineering. I'm currently working with Northern Electricity Distribution Company, a subsidiary of VRE. So during the mentorship program, I was with the mainstream. Effective January this year, I've moved to the Northern Electricity Distribution Company, which is a subsidiary of VRA. So I'm currently stationed in Tamale.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So you were a mentor.
Yes, please.
Can I just ask, what made you want to mentor some students?
I've been a beneficiary of mentorship programs and it has really helped me a lot. And I'm always looking for the opportunity to also assist those who are coming after us. Besides, they are the future. They will take over from us. So we need to prepare them for that.
Yeah. So what was your experience like? How did you find your mentees?
It's been an interesting journey. For instance, in the case of the alumni mentorship, this is the very first one. So some of the hitches were expected. And then for the mentees I had, they've been quite cooperative. Few of them were not available because of the timing of the program. Most of them were off campus, and having a good internet access was really a challenge.
All right. But then what was their participation like? Were they participative? Assignments, interactions, were they forthcoming?
Yes, not all of them, but few of them were responsive. And then for the conversations or the discussions, they were participatory. The assignments, some of them were not participatory, but that is not to say they were not taking notes of the program and then the impact it's making. Just that they were like students. It's expected they
We're
were a
just
bit
being
hesitant
students.
in yes. Exactly.
You've been there before, so you understood them.
Yes, yes.
Okay, all right. That's fine. Right, yeah. Thank you. So, what was your mode of assessment? How did you interact with them? Did you do presentations? Did you just bring topics for discussion? Because there was an outline, a guide of a sort to help you. Yeah. So how did you go about it?
So uh, I had topics from other platforms which I think will be very beneficial to them. So I give out a plan that
Mm-hmm.
these are the topics we'll be looking at during the session.
Mm-hmm.
So we have meetings to discuss the topics. And then there are instances that I have to give them some materials relating to the topic where they need to read and see how they can apply those things or practicalize some of those
Mm-hmm.
things. Then they come back with their feedback, what they are doing earlier, and then what they intend to do differently based on the new knowledge they have now.
Sorry, please hold on. All right,
Okay.
let's go on. Sorry. Sorry, that will have to be taken out. So, sorry, I'm a bit distracted because someone came to open the door at the moment. Uh-huh. So in your opinion, at least what you were able to do with the materials you provided and everything, it's enabled a good mentorship program for you, your mentees, at least those who did participate, and even those you are saying were being students, in your opinion, still benefited from the program.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much. We just wanted to know what your genuine opinion is about the program. Would you be a repeat mentor for the next cohort?
Yes, definitely.
All right. Thank you so much. Please have a.
So the question again.
Oh, okay. You want me to go over what it is? I'll ask you.
Yes.
I'll ask you for your background, what you read. So you just give us what you read when you graduated or when you completed school. And then you tell us what you're doing at the moment, and move from there.
Okay, sure. Okay, so my name is Sylvia Samponekremit. I read electrical and electronic engineering. Got my certificate in 2013. After that, I did a bit of work in Ghana. Worked with the Electricity Company of Ghana for my national service in Kumasi, then moved on to Takrady to continue. Then I worked with a telecom company, Glow Mobile then, for about 3 years, did a bit of fintech for a year, then got the opportunity to do my master's, that's MSc in Renewable Energy Engineering in the UK, 2018, 2019. So it was a 1-year master's program through the Commonwealth Shared Scholarship. Then I came back to Ghana to work in the renewable energy sector. So I worked as BD manager for 2 years, then sales manager in Equiligo, that's my current company. But currently I transitioned into ESG, environment, social and governance in my company. So that's currently what I do.
Yeah. All right.
In that for close to a year now.
All right, yeah. Thank you so much for your dedication to the mentorship program. So we'd just like to ask a few questions. What was your experience with this program? Have you ever been on any other mentorship program?
Okay. So in terms of other mentorship programs, I mean, informally through my church, because I'm a youth leader, so mostly people between the ages of 12 and 18. We go for camp meetings and also the opportunity to teach them as well. And some of them want the relationship sort of extended. So there's room for that kind of informal mentorship, which I've been doing most of the times. But I would say this one is my very first formal mentorship program. I sort of felt like it was time to also give back to my alma mater. I mean, a lot of process, a lot of things we've been through, and the young generation coming up also needed to hear from my experience and what has shaped us to get to where we are now. Yeah.
How many students, mentees did you have, and did they all turn up? And what was participation like for you?
Okay, so I had 6 assigned to me, but only 4 turned up. For of 2 female, 2 males, and it was quite a good mix, different
nice balance.
engineering backgrounds as well. So I think when we started, not everybody was showing up, but with time they all pulled up, and it was really conversational. For me, I tried to make it more more conversational, more not too formal, so that they feel like, we needed to keep quiet and listen. I wanted it to be more interactive. So I think I got that from them. After some 2 or 3 weeks, they started opening up and they reached out and all that. So it was really a good experience, I must say, even though there were times that the assignments, they were not really doing it and all that.
Oh my. But then you had how many meetings with them? I think officially 6 meetings.
Yes.
Yeah. So did you do all the 6 or you had extra meetings?
Yes, we had all the 6. I think there was one week that they all didn't show up. It was only one person. So we had to cancel that day. And so we rather ended up, finding another time to put that
To
in.
meet.
At some point I had to single one person out to be the leader to, delegating for her to
Prompts
be
the
sharing
others.
information
Yeah.
and for them to put themselves together and agree on the time that all that. And I think we got through from there. Yeah.
That's great. Thank you so much. So is there anything you think that we could do to better this program?
Yes. So some of the students, I really don't know whether they read our profiles. It looked like I think when we started, the struggle I had was some didn't really seem committed. But at some point, you could see that there were a couple of them that were really serious. So I wasn't sure whether it was pushed on them or they really wanted to do it. So I think they need to be that sort of commitment. In as much as I made them sign a mentor-mentee agreement form and all that. But if the school could also, institute something like that.
Similar. Yeah.
Exactly. So that they know they are signing up for, if it's 6 weeks, this is what I'm going to do. It's going to benefit my own, because growth is intentional. Nobody will do it for you. I can talk as much as, but if they are not really serious about it, it makes it a bit
they don't meet
difficult.
Difficult.
Yeah. So if the school could put in some sort of formal, so that it's not just like we've matched you to a mentor, so just speak to the mentor, but there should be some formal structures from the school as well. Then they know they are signing up. It's 6 weeks. It's not just something that you do, but it's because I'm serious. I really want
you
to
make the time for.
Exactly, make time for. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I wouldn't want to take too much of your time. So thank you very much for sparing us this time and then your feedback on this. We're hoping that you will be a repeat mentor whenever you can find the time. We're going to do a second.
Sure. When is the next one?
That'll be next semester because of the agreement we had with you that it would be best to run it during school time because they have access to daytime. Yes. So we are hoping that
Yeah. I enjoyed it and the feedback was also good. I think a couple of weeks ago, someone reached out and said, "Oh, madam, most of the things that we talked about, I'm experiencing it at work." And it gave me goosebumps, honestly. I was like, wow. I had forgotten about it and he just, so that's good. Yeah, keep up the good work.
I think our students have enjoyed.
It will take some time, but yeah.
Definitely. I think our students have enjoyed it.
We didn't get that opportunity, so they should really value it.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. That though you didn't get the opportunity, you availed yourselves to make it possible for them. We are so grateful. Please enjoy your day.
Welcome. Okay, you too. Bye.
Engineer Nancy is also a lecturer here, and she is a civil engineer, works at the civil engineering department, and she decided to be a mentor and then mentor some of her own students, not as in students with civil, because we chose to give students from different fields to one particular mentor. So she had a number of them. We want to know what her opinion was or is about the program that we run. So, Engineer Taba, what do you think it was like? Were your students participative?
Okay, so in terms of participation, I think I wasn't too impressed, and that's because I had, I think, about 5 mentees. At the end of the day, I think the maximum I had joining a session was about 2. In terms of punctuality, it wasn't the best because on the first day that we scheduled to meet, I logged online and I was there for about 30 minutes before the first person joined. And we had our session. We went through the introductions. We decided to discuss what goals were personal goals, professional goals. Then I tasked her to come up with her personal goals and then also come up with her professional goals, and then we'll see how she can marry both. She doesn't have to necessarily do one whilst leaving the other. So those are some of the discussions we had. on that first meeting. Then the second meeting, it was the same thing. I would log online. I waited till when they felt they wanted to join. It was the same thing. So I never really had the whole team joining. But one thing I kept asking myself was, they acted as if they were being forced into the mentorship instead of being the ones opting to partake in the mentorship. And for me, that was quite worrisome, because I was wondering, if you signed up for a mentorship program, then it means you had a reason
why you
wanted to be mentored. But then to sign up and not show up.
Okay, so you felt that they are, should I say, not showing up on time meant that they weren't dedicated to it?
Apart from not showing up on time, like I stated, there were 5.
And then only 2 at a time?
That was the maximum I had. But most of the time I had to deal with just one person at a time.
And they were all different people?
Different. Yeah, I think it was once I had about the same person joining twice. Then one of the times, I think she wasn't very well, so we had to
reschedule. Wow, your experience was not the best.
Yes, I don't know about other mentors, but for me personally, I was a little disappointed in the proactivity of the
students,
yes.
The mentees. They actually chose to be mentees themselves. They were not forced, they were not coerced.
Yeah.
They signed, they registered, and then they participated. Right? It's rather unfortunate that your experience was not the best. So that means that your evaluation was also a bit flawed. You couldn't have had a very comprehensive
evaluation of the whole.
Unfortunate, very unfortunate.
But for me, I think it's a very good initiative, and if we had dedicated students who are willing to really make use of it, then it's a step in the right direction. Because looking at the caliber of young people we have these days, they really do
need mentorship.
They really do need the mentorship. And my recent attendance to the GHI conference, I met a mate who female, who has stepped back to stay home because she's looking at where she stays and having to commute to work on a daily basis and having to deal with the kids. It's become very difficult for her. So she's had to make a choice. And then I was sharing my personal story with her. And the one thing that she said was, they never seem to prepare us for these things.
Wow.
And somehow it's true. Some of us might be lucky. We come from homes where, as females, we are not forced or stereotyped, and so we have the leeway, freedom to do things.
Yeah.
But the one thing they never probably get to tell us is the reality when you get into society,
especially as a female,
especially as a woman. You see, and it's very difficult, because when I was sharing my story that I stayed home for close to 8 years to raise my kids before bouncing back. She was like, I didn't know that. I was like, yes, because I've never really said it to people, but that was a choice I made then. And so somebody else might not make that choice, might decide to juggle.
Yes, and how do they do that?
They
need mentorship. True.
These are conversations we need to have
as early as this,
as early as possible.
Yes.
And you see, when we're having these conversations, we might think we want to concentrate on the girl child, but we have to rope in the male child, because at the end of the day, we need to coexist with them.
Yes.
They are the ones who need to support us for us to be able to do the things. We need to support each other. So these are things we need to talk about. And so for me, the mentorship is a good thing, and we really need to be able to share with them our experiences, how we manage through every day. Because even as adults, we sit back and we see some of our senior colleagues, what they have achieved, where they've gotten to. We look at their schedules and we ask ourselves, how do they do it?
Yeah. How do they do it?
And we need to have such conversations. So for me, yes, we need to keep this mentorship going. It might be the first one. I always say for everything that you start, it might not go perfectly the way you want it, but it doesn't mean it has to end there. And so for me, this should continue, and gradually they'll begin to appreciate and see it. And I think with time they would.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Antaba. I don't have anything more to add. Thank you so much. It's been good talking with you.
Thank you.
Please enjoy your day.
I hope I remember.
Okay. So today we have with us Engineer Jamie, who also has been a mentor on the program. We had a mentorship program, and she resides in the United Kingdom. So, Engineer Jamie, thank you very much for making the time for this brief discussion on the program you partook in.
Thank you for inviting me, Ifya.
So, Engineer Jamie, just a brief, I know what you read, but I would like you to give a brief introduction of yourself, what you read, and then what you're doing at the moment, and why you actually decided to be a part of this program. Because the thing is, Engineer Jamie was not originally part. When she heard about it from a mate, she said, why not? I want to be a part of this. It just blew my mind. Wow. So Engineer Jamie, please, a brief introduction about yourself.
Yeah, okay. So I'm a chemical engineer from the KNUST. I think I graduated in 1998. So that was a long time ago.
Yes.
I think the College of the School of Engineering is completely different now from how it was then. You have many more departments. It was just one chemical engineering department. Now you have petroleum and so many other branches. So it's really evolved. So I graduated in that season when we had the Aluta, when Aluta was still rampant. So instead of a 4-year course, it ended up being a 5-year course because we were at home for about 9 months. But we managed to graduate in 1998. So so after graduating, I worked in Ghana. So I did my national service with the Coca-Cola company in Ghana. And I worked after national service. I went to work for a paint company for a year, Leyland Paints at that time. So I went to their manufacturing plant. But then they ended up thinking that maybe I could do sales better. So they put me as a sales engineer, and that's how I started my career. So I worked with them for a year, and then Coca-Cola called me back because then they were building a wastewater treatment plant. So that was perfectly in line with what I had done, process control and things like that. So I took up the opportunity, and then I ended up working on that new wastewater plant. We built it, we commissioned it, we ran it, and then I moved into the main plant operations. So I worked with Coca-Cola for 5 years in various roles. But at Coca-Cola, I got introduced to quality management, and I loved it. I never looked back from there. So after Coca-Cola, I worked for a packaging company, a metal packaging company. It was then called Crown Incorporated. So they were making cans for tuna and baby food. So supplying to PFC for tuna and to Nestle for the milk powder and things like that. I worked for Crown for about 3 years, and then an opportunity came where a new cocoa plant was built in the Free Zone Enclave. So that was Cargill. So so that opportunity came, and I decided to hop on it as the quality assurance manager. So it was a brand new plant built from scratch. So we built it, commissioned it, and then I was responsible for making sure that they got the major certifications that they needed to start commercial business. So certifications to ISO standards, to the Global Food Safety Initiative standards, GFSI, and the like, and also significant customer expectations for certifications. So again, I worked for Cargill for just about 2 years. And then I got an opportunity at another cocoa processing factory, which was earlier commissioned before Cargill. That was Barry Callebaut. And that's where I've been ever since. So I started off working at Barry Callebaut plant for 5 years as the quality manager.
And then I moved to Europe, first to Belgium, to set up their auditing team, to be part of, to build up that auditing team for suppliers. And then since then, I worked on other things as project manager, managing their SAP integrations, which are systems basically, ERP systems, enterprise resource planning systems. And then from Belgium, I moved to the UK, where I've been for the past 7 years. So in a nutshell, that's been my evolution.
Very impressive. Wealth of knowledge. Wow, and experience.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, Engineer Jamie, with this wealth of knowledge and experience, what would you say your experience has been with our students? You had, I think, 5 students. Did they all show up?
Yes.
What was their participation like?
Yes. So I joined the program because I thought it was a very good way to connect the students to industry and then to life in general, how to navigate, being an engineer in the field, or basically just a professional in the field. So that's how come I got introduced to the program by my mate, who was already, I think he was part of the initiators of the group. So he put it on we have a Chemical Engineers 98 platform. He put it there, and that's how I got involved and then reached out to you. So yes, I think I got about 6 students. In the end, the 5 participated and were really engaged. I think initially, for me, it's a very good initiative. First of all, let me thank you and the university for putting it together. I don't know if this has been running for a while, but I really felt that it was necessary to let us. It's not a one-way thing. That's what I learned from this. Okay. It's also for us in the industry to also get abreast with what's happening in the college, with the young people. Things have changed a lot, so I also personally learned from them as well. Their interest in new topics like AI and machine learning, and how that impacts work as when they join the workforce, how that will impact it. So it was a two-way affair for me. I think the students came in, they were a bit timid. I saw that most of them were shy to open up, to ask questions. So I sort of set it off with, okay, let's define our goals. What are we expecting to get out of this program? And then they open up and give, things that they wanted to focus on. I think I also we use the WhatsApp as a platform. So I also ran a poll just to say which dates would work for you, because being in the UK, of course, it was more difficult to do a face-to-face meeting. And they were also in Ghana, but in various places. So I think WhatsApp was a good platform to use. We tried also Zoom, and but in the end we came back to WhatsApp, because that gave us, an extended time, didn't time out, and we could run polls and do other things. So that was quite useful.
Wow. Yeah. Sounds like you had a good time. At least our students didn't disappoint.
Yeah, indeed. They showed up.
So your assessment of them, you said they started timid, which is something we hear quite often. And then I think one of the major reasons we run this program, and just as you were inquiring, you are the pioneering group, the pilot phase for this program at the College of Engineering. So, please, can you hear me? The internet seems to have gone bad. Hello.
Hello. Yes, it seems that you were faded. Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you. The internet just went bad. Yeah. So you said they were timid, and you broke the ice with asking them about their opened up. Yes, it's one of the reasons. So it looks like you actually were able to do something about that. And at the end of the day, you had, I think, a way of assessing them, finding out whether it was a fruitful program or not, isn't it? So if you don't mind just sharing that, like, how did you assess them finally? And then are you still in touch with them or not?
Can you hear me, Afia?
Yes, please.
Okay. Yes. So I think your question was, can you repeat the question?
Yes.
How did
So I
I?
asked, because you were able to break the ice, I just wanted to know, how did you assess them? What is your opinion of finally when you were done with the program? Do you think that it was beneficial? Did they give feedback? And then are you still in touch with your mentees?
Yes, so indeed. So because we were initially timid, so of course I broke the ice by, presenting what do you want to get out of this program. And then I think one or two didn't respond, so I reached out to them personally, via WhatsApp chatting and saying,
Oh,
we're having this program. You are part of the group. I've not seen you or heard you. Is there anything that I can do to support? And at least I
wow.
think one person came back and said the timing was not okay for them. So I put it out there, run a poll and say, okay, shall we meet every Sunday at X time or another day at Y time? And then they voted. And then we said, okay, majority carries the vote. So we went with that. But these other students, had issues, a conflict with some personal sporting engagement. So in the end, I encouraged them to, to connect still, but I think they fell off. Maybe they had other things to do. But in general, I was assessing them with their participation during, the course, their responsiveness. Because what I also did was once we agreed on the timing to meet, I set it up, and one of them, just took leadership of the team. So he would typically on the day of the meeting, like Sunday, send a reminder to the rest of the team and say, hey, we're having a meeting in an hour or whatever. So trying to bring his colleagues together. So I found that very useful. So obviously I could see that he was engaged and, had some kind of leadership skills or was interested. And then what I also did was to draw a brief program out of the responses that they gave to the poll on what do they want to achieve. So some of them, for example, wanted to know how to navigate the world of work, how to move from national service into finding jobs. So we talked about how to prepare CVs, how to build an online presence. Some of them wanted to know how to manage, the work-life balance. So we also had a session on how to, to balance it all, working and also, raising a family or having personal interests. So they would ask questions, and then I would sometimes say, okay, for next week, this is the topic. So these are resources that you can look at as well to prepare. And then they always came back with questions. So for me, I think that's how I evaluated it, their interest in, what they wanted to get out of it, the questions that they asked, and resources that they also shared with others.
Wow. Thank you so much, Engineer Jamie. I did partake in a few of your sessions, but this is like really great what you did with them. Thank you so much for your time, like dedicating that amount of time to our students. It tells us that you have the college at heart for your time, your dedication, and then also the time to grant us an interview concerning this program. We're hoping for more participation and then awareness from you to your colleagues so that it can grow into a much bigger program. And I'm sure your mentees have gathered a lot from you. Like I was asking, I wanted to know whether they are still in touch with you, but it really doesn't matter. Thank you so much for your time. Bless you.
Oh,
sorry.
Yeah, no, thank you. They are still in touch indeed. Some of them are keeping me updated on their progress. So some have gotten fully funded scholarships. So yeah, that's that's nice.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Engineer Jamie, for your time. Please have a good day.
Can you hear me? Okay. Thank you and have a wonderful rest of the day. Thanks.
Bye. All right, welcome, Engineer Daniel Opon. Is it Daniel or Daniel?
It's Daniel. There are so many Daniel Opon in Ghana. When you Google or you go on social media, there are thousands of us. So to distinct me, I just change one letter.
Okay, all right.
But on my documents
it's
Daniel.
All right. So thank you for granting us audience. We would want to know about your opinions concerning the mentorship program you participated in. So we'll begin with, what did you read in your undergrad and where do you work at the moment?
Okay, I studied petroleum engineering for my undergrad, BSc Petroleum Engineering, and I currently work with a commissioning and operations company for the Iraqi government. So I was working, my work journey has taken different turns. So first of all, I did 11 years with Tema Oil Refinery. Then I moved to Iraq, where I was working with GSENC. It's a global engineering, procurement, installation and commissioning company. And after being part of the team to commission the refinery, I moved to join another firm which is managing the operations of the refinery.
All right, that's impressive. So how long have you been working?
Since 2011. Since 2011. Yes.
All right.
Since 2011.
Wow. So what made you join the mentorship?
Since 2011, I've been in the refining business.
Yeah. What made you join the program? How did you hear about it?
I think I heard about it through an email from the alumni of the College of Engineering. Yes, I received an email and that prompted me. But before then, I'd been part of several mentorship programs, and I just recently finished a mentorship engagement with the Society for Petroleum Engineers, which I am a member. So as soon as that ended, I saw this and I decided to take it on. Yeah.
All right. Okay, great. So how did you find the program, since you've already been on a number of mentorship programs? Was it impressive? Like, what is your opinion about the program you were part of?
With all mentorship programs, if I have to be sincere, one of the best mentorship programs I've been part of was by Ashesi University for their College of Engineering. Apart from them, every other
mentorship
program is the same. It's engaging the student reaction. But with the Ashesi University, they built it as part of the school system. And so it doesn't make the students easily choose whether to be part or not to be part to.
It's a requirement.
There's much commitment.
They understand that it's got to be committed.
Yes.
So they show more dedication.
Exactly. I think I was given 4 mentees,
yeah.
And only 2 actually reached out. Yes. In the past, I would usually reach out, but then I think in the last 3 years, after getting to know how students behave, I stopped reaching out and then just allow those who are serious to reach out.
All right. So that's something we've noted in our previous meetings and also from some other interviews. Thank you. The feedback is great. But then, so does it mean that at the end of the program, you had only 2 students you worked with who saw this program through and stayed with you?
Yes, only 2, and they were very committed. They were learning, they were engaging. It was interesting. As much as I have engaged several students from various universities, you always find 1 or 2 individuals who are much more committed to the course. And the 2 mentees I got, they were very committed.
So I joined a few of your sessions, and then I observed that you brought in a lot of field experience, and then you got them very curious about what it is you do. And at the end of the day, you had most of them, or shall I say, I think the 2 of them saying that they would want to explore your field. What was that about?
Yeah, the thing is that the nature of my job brings together a vast number of engineers, from civil to electrical to instrumentation to process to chemical to there are a lot of us planning, and the roles differ. And so I've seen it all. Not all, but I've seen quite a lot. So I'm able to diversify my knowledge with them. And they are able to realize that, oh, okay, I studied this, but it doesn't mean that I'm very confined. You could explore here, yes, and explore here and there.
Yeah. I noticed that you were really engaging with them and you made a really good impact on them. Are you still in touch with your mentees?
Yes, I'm still in touch with them. Some of them reach out to me anytime they need some information, some data, or some explanation as regard any work they are doing, and I try my best to help them with that.
Thank you so much. Thank you especially for the time you made for them. Is to try to help our students, identify what it is that you do and relate it with work. So would you be a repeat mentor?
Of course, I will be a repeat mentor. Yes, I will be a repeat mentor for KNUST. I have dropped for other institutions, but for KNUST, I think I'll be a repeat mentor.
That's great. And would you recommend it for others to join?
The thing with mentorship is, I don't know how to say this. It's more like a calling. If someone has to develop interest, and the key thing is the interest to do that, because there are some intricacies, especially when you're handling younger fellows, that most individuals feel like, I don't have that emotional intelligence to be controlling other people. It's a mentorship program, but you know how young people are. Some will take it serious, some will not take it serious. So not all people, I mean, within my circles, if I count 10, maybe one person will say, okay.
But you can still speak about it.
Today's professional world is, what do I stand to get? That's the first question they always ask me. What do I stand to get? And when you can't substantiate what they stand to get, it's like, okay, I've heard you. Yeah. So for me, personally, what makes me to participate in mentorship programs is, first of all, I have a great passion and interest for teaching. And the fact that I do my job as an operations engineer doesn't always offer me the platform to teach. When I was in Temawa Refinery, I used to teach interns, national service trainings, but since I came here, I'm not in that aspect. And so what can I do to ensure that part of me is not dead? So I still engage in mentorship programs where I get to teach classroom topics that are very engaging and knowledgeable. So for me, it's my passion for teaching, engaging and mentoring other people. But for someone most of my colleagues don't like teaching. Most of my friends don't like teaching. So usually if there is, okay, we have to do a presentation, they'll pass back and come and see me, like, can you do this for me? So it depends on the individual. The individual would have the passion, first of all, to want to teach, engage with people.
But then when you identify such individuals, you definitely speak about this, especially when they're alumni of the college.
Of course.
Great.
Of course.
Thank you so much. We wouldn't want to take too much of your time. So your feedback has been great. And we look forward to working with you again and giving you another set of mentees.
I pray that they will be engaging as the previous one.
Yes, we pray the same. Please enjoy your day. Bye. Okay, thank you very much, Engineer Sebastian Husio, for joining us here. We want feedback on the mentorship program, and so you're welcome.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much, Madam Efie.
Just Efie is fine. So, Engineer Bosio, please, what did you read here at KNUST, and then what are you doing at the moment?
Yes, I read geomatics engineering at the BSc level in KNUST. That's basically to say land surveying and mapping. And then after that, that was in 2006. It was actually a top up anyway. And then I came back to do MPhil, Master of Philosophy in Geographic Information Systems at the graduate school at KNUST.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so I did my MPhil at KNUST too as well. And then after that, I moved up to do, my interest has been to do what we call hydrography, which is more of ocean mapping, which has to do with everything on the ocean, survey the both above and beneath the ocean floor. So I went to do my in that at the University of the United Kingdom. So basically, that is what I've done so far now, and I'm actually just working on some more certifications. It's a field that has to do with a lot of safety and accuracies because it's a dynamic platform to use, and any inaccuracies would cause a lot of problems. They've had several fires and stuff on the sea, so health and safety is very important when it comes to get all those health and safety stuff. You need to go through some certification, and at the moment I'm looking at gaining the hydrographic professional accreditation scheme, which is one of the top backing certification that gives you a full backing as a hydrographic surveyor. So I'm currently working on that. It takes a lot of things to do. You must first get some preliminary certifications, after which you need to get some experience, after which you need to apply. So you need about 2 years of experience to be able to apply for that scheme. And then it has about almost 13 different criteria you have to meet before you are given that, which is one of the biggest body under which I have, or we have, the Hydrographic Society of UK and Ireland. So currently that's what I'm doing, a member of the Hydrographic Society of UK and Ireland at the moment. So trying to gain some experience alongside applying for the hydrographic professional accreditation scheme. So I work with a company that works with surveying and navigation, just to gain some experience to be able to.
So you're based in the UK?
Yes, at the moment I'm based in the UK, in Scotland precisely. So,
and then are you always on the waters surrounding the UK, or you go outside the territories of the UK?
I go outside anywhere in the world anyway. I've been to Namibia.
Okay.
Namibia, that's more like the Atlantic Sea or something like that. And I've been to India recently. I was supposed to go to India. That was just last week, but I had to switch it for another work. So it's not limited to just an option anywhere in the world.
Your job would be really interesting.
Very interesting. So sometimes you go, you spend like a minimum of 2 weeks, and you can spend up to 6 weeks just on water, seeing nothing else. It's all water and stuff.
So just out of curiosity, do you go into the sea? Do you dive? No, to the seabed?
Don't dive. If we have to use divers, we have divers that are trained for diving.
Right.
And then apart from that, we have what we call I call them marine robots, or systems, sonars that we monitor, and we send them down there, and they go do whatever you want them to do while they are controlled from the vessel or the platform you're using. And so we have screens to see what exactly they are doing there. So they can have what we call ROV, remotely operated vehicles. So they're made in such a way that they are connected to the system they are working with, and they are controlled, they are piloted just in the vessel. So they can do cleaning, they can do lifting, they have that robotic arms and all those. Inspections too as well. They take video camera, video coverages, they take pictures, they scan around, and so that's what we use. But if they have to do something that is beyond the marine robots, then they would have to get scuba divers that are trained for diving. So they will go in there, and then so there are some specific jobs that divers would have to go in there. And if they go, we have it fully networked to our system, and we can see what they are doing there. And if anything is happening to them, we monitor the current, the speed of the current, where they are working. There's light around them, so if you have anything that needs to attack, if the current is too much, the waves are too much, we bring them up. So we have all those monitoring systems when they're working. So we ourselves don't go into
down there, yeah, but you do the monitoring. Still really impressive. So, Engineer, how did you hear about the mentoring program?
I think the mentoring program was, I think I had my email sign up for an alumni
alumni office, so you see
So I think it came through one of the emails through the alumni communications, and I decided to just join.
Okay, and then how many mentees were you given, and how did you find the experience?
Yeah, I think I have 5 mentees, 2 ladies, 3 gentlemen. And I find them I think I was very fortunate to have I would say my group has been one of the best, if not the best, out of all the groups.
Okay.
At least I had all of them at one point in time where I had all 5 at the meeting 2 times or so.
Okay.
And then one was traveled to the village, so he was having issues with
internet.
But because he is a first year, there's that opportunity for him to be able to get
join it again. Yes.
So my mentees are very interesting. Most especially the ladies are very inquisitive. Very. They want to know how things are done in terms of their field, and they're very involving, they're very engaging, including the guys as well. And I've had a privilege of talking to my mentees. Some have diverse background in terms of, apart from the engineering they read, some have finished school and are within national service. Some are interested in progressing, and then so they want to find out which areas do we need to progress. So with those interactions, I found them to be very, very interactive, very, very cooperative, and then always ready for every meeting. Once the meeting is scheduled, they're ready for the meeting.
Wow.
I said those were challenges with that.
With the internet.
On and off. On a whole, out of the 5 mentees, I think I had 4 constantly attending meetings.
That's really impressive. Wow. Then you had a great experience and they were curious.
Very good experience.
Are you still in touch with them?
I think I am. I'm still in touch, just that I haven't posted for a while now on our page. But I've linked some of them. Some of them communicate with me via LinkedIn. And then some that wanted, I think there were 2 guys that wanted to do something, the chemical engineering or one of the engineering aspects. And then so they were asking me what to do and how to. 2 of them wanted to do a PhD because they had already finished. League, mate, or rather That is in the US. That's the lectures at the Pennsylvania University in the US. So I just link them up to him because that is his field. That is what he does. That is what he lectures. So I linked the two to them and I asked them to. And then I asked him myself and he said, yes, the guys are sent communicated. But I don't know how far they've gone in terms of because he said he has communicated with them and asked them some questions and asked them some things to come up with. I don't know how far it's gone. It's been a while I've communicated with them, but probably maybe after this meeting I might send them.
You reach out to them. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. You've made the program sound really good. At least that's what we're looking for. And we're able to get, So just another question and then I'll let you go.
No worries.
We had a guide drawn out for you. Did you use it much? Was it helpful? And do you think that you were able to achieve, at least to your satisfaction, what mentorship is with the students?
Yes, I think the guide was helpful. And at the point I had to seek your guidance, and I think that of John's guidance to swap some because I wanted to kind of like follow in terms of getting to understand this before you move to
on to
one of the slides. So I think in general it was a good guide, even though it's just kind of like a brief stuff, but it's a good guide. It's a good guide. At least it gives you what you're supposed to be doing. It gives you, so you are supposed to elaborate, you are supposed to look for the necessary pieces of information to be able to, once you see PowerPoint, you look at that point, how can I develop that to be able to help the mentees and then channel what you want to. So I think it was helpful. It's better than having none.
I think. Okay. All right. Well,
it would probably need maybe a better improvement or in terms of expansion, in terms of the restructuring. And you see, so
we look forward to having you and some of the other mentors coming together to flesh up that new guide or curricula.
Yeah, it's possible. We can offer small support.
Your expertise, your diverse experiential expertise. Well, thank you so much, with you.
Thank God for his grace
for your time, especially your dedication to this. And we hope that you would be a repeat mentor. You will mentor again for us a number of times.
I'm hoping so. I'm hoping so. I just have the African mentorship program just came up for signing up. I'm just wondering whether to sign up or whether to relax and leave it for others to sign up.
Well, I think other people benefit from your experience, so you should sign up. And then we'll also look forward to having you on ours again.
Yeah,
I'll be rolling out very, very soon.
I will be so much. Anyway. No matter how busy I will be.
Yeah, so grateful.
It's always good to, whenever I have this opportunity, it's always good to help the young ones. I think one of the things we lacked from the start is guidance to the young ones as students. There are several other things that are out there in the world that we were not aware of. So probably people would have loved to go into those directions, but
they had no idea. They had no guidance. True. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your efforts. You've been so much work.
Thank you, Engineer Busi. It's been great, just like you said, because the students right now, you interact with them and you realize that they have a need, or should I say needs?
Yeah.
Because like you said, they are doing a particular course. Some of them are asking themselves, where am I taking this? How far can I go? What are my prospects? And then some of them are also wondering, did I make the right choice at all? And then, they have interactions with you and they realize, okay, this is just a base. I could expand this into something. or I could even divert into this field. I'm not limited to
Yes, yeah.
this. I listened in on
That's
some of
one of the things I did with my mentees. So I look at their various engineering fields, and I also look at areas that they can branch into that falls under that, more than 15 of them at least for each of them, so that you know that it's not only chemical engineering I'm doing. Chemical engineering can take me to even biochemical, it can take me to
nice.
even other aspects. So some were like, okay, so do we have all these areas? Then now they start exploring if these areas exist, and how maybe a biochemical rather than just a raw chemical, or
engineer,
plants, or maybe production engineering or something like that. So it's something that is very helpful.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. You have been of immense help, as all the other mentors have been. God bless you. And replenish all that you lost.
I haven't lost anything. I've gained more knowledge from them as well. I always say that I learn from everywhere. I learn even from a toddler. So that's how the world is.
Thank you so much. Please enjoy your day.
Thank you very much. Enjoy your day too. And God bless you.
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
My name is Deborah, and I have here with me today Akosia, one of the mentees of the College of Engineering Mentorship Program. Akosia, please tell us something about yourself.
I'm Akosia Uju, second year industrial engineering. Students. I stay in West.
I think we lost you for a minute. Can you come again? Can you introduce yourself to us?
I'm Akosia Uju, second year industrial engineering student. I stay in Obuasi, and I'm also the first year for industrial too.
Beautiful. How did you find the College of Engineering Mentorship Program?
So I heard it from GISA. They shared the flyer into the class groups, and they told me to share with my class as well. So that's how I heard it.
Beautiful. How many mentees were in your group, and who was your mentor?
We were 5 mentees, but just 2 people were active. Then my mentor was Engineer Ahmad Obeito.
Okay, that's nice. So how did the mentorship program impact or help you?
Well, it was interesting. They helped me with my CV, with networking, with my LinkedIn account, and we did some small talk about life after school, life in the industry, and how to balance life with work.
Okay, that's fine. Were there any challenges you faced?
Yes, please. So when we started, we're supposed to be 5 mentees, but we're just 2 people joining. And the following week, our mentor will be like, we should wait for them. So we're mostly waiting 30 minutes for them to join, thinking they would join, but they never joined. And also network issues. But later on, the mentor was like, they won't join, so he was just teaching just the 2 of us.
Okay, that's fine. Would you recommend the mentorship program to another College of Engineering student, and why?
Yes, please, I would, because most of my course mates, you don't have CVs. You don't know how to go about their CVs. You don't know about LinkedIn accounts. Most of them don't have LinkedIn accounts. And they don't know how to network. They don't know the importance of going for programs to network with other people. So I would recommend them to join the mentorship program and learn more about this stuff.
Okay. Thank you so much, Akosia, for your time. It's been nice having you.
Thank you, Deborah.
Okay, have a nice day.
Have a nice day as well. Bye.
Hello, Emmanuel.
Yes.
Nice having you here today. So, kindly introduce yourself to us. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Okay. My name is Emmanuel Kwabna Answan Ponsa. I'm a third year electrical engineering student at Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology.
Okay, beautiful. When did you join the mentorship program and how did you find it?
I joined the mentorship program in September 2024. Yes, I joined during the orientation. The host, I think her name was Ifia.
Yes, Mrs. Sophia.
Yes. Okay. Yes, she took us through an overview of how the mentorship program would be like. She said that we would meet the mentors, then we would discuss how how we would go about the mentorship, the goals and what we plan to achieve at the end of the mentorship.
Okay. How many mentees were in your group?
We were two, Nathaniel and I.
Okay. And who was your mentor?
Engineer Daniel Opon.
Okay. Were you able to have all 5 sessions of the mentorship program?
No, we had 4 sessions. The last one couldn't come on because of some scheduling issues, but we were okay. We all agreed that the 4 was enough.
Okay. So how would you say the mentorship program has helped or impacted you?
I liked the people I met, engineer and Nats. I even went to look for him when we went back to campus. Yeah, so the first lesson, engineer talked about critical thinking and how it applies to engineering and the job that we as engineers we do, and some strategies for developing such critical thinking. And then the next lesson was about the job careers, crafting a career path and how to deal with the social sides of the job.
Yeah.
How to interact with their colleagues and how to interact with the bosses. Yeah. Then the third and fourth sessions were about energy economics.
Were there any challenges you faced during the period?
I won't really call them challenges, but during the orientation, if I explained that the reason why we were not assigned to the people in the industry that we put in the form, I chose control and automation. She said that the reason why we are not assigned to those ones is to get a broader perspective of our engineering field. Yeah, I understood that. Then she explained that we are not going to go into details into those specific fields since they are not our fields. We are just going to get their perspective on how they manage their time, how to prepare for interviews, and improving networking strategies and study habits too. Yeah, but with engineer, he went into details into his industry. He's into the oil industry. He went into details. So the first and second sessions, the ones on critical thinking and networking and career paths were good. But but I benefited from those a lot. But with the third and fourth, the ones on energy economics, those ones were specifically for his industry. And that was what I don't really call it a challenge. But Nathaniel too had the same opinion because he also wasn't interested in the oil industry. He was more interested in the machine learning and materials industry.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So would you recommend the mentorship program to a fellow College of Engineering student?
Oh yes, I would. Engineer Daniel was like he was way into it. I would even say he was more interested in it than us because like the second session went over 4 hours. He was just way into it, and yeah, I benefited from it a lot. So I think you'll benefit from it too.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time. It's been nice having you.
Okay, thank you too.
Hello, my name is Deborah, and here with me today is one of the mentees of the College of Engineering Mentorship Program. Maxwell, tell us a bit about yourself.
So my name is Maxwell Begueji. I'm reading materials engineering. I'm in my final year. There's not much to me. I'm generally a normal average college student. Yeah.
Nice getting to know you, Maxwell. How did you find the College of Engineering Mentorship Program?
Well, I got introduced to it whilst I was undertaking another program that was held by another institution in the College of Engineering. Yeah.
Okay. And what are some things you got from joining the mentorship program?
Okay. So very first meeting we had a little bit of an orientation. They took us through how the mentorship program was going to be, like the structure, what is expected of us, and what we can expect from the program as well. They took us through a number of steps that should see improvement, because we were informed that we were more of a testing group, we were a control group, we were the first ones that were undertaking this program. So they were going to use us to kind of make sure that this is something that's not just going to be beneficial for college students, specifically engineering students.
Yeah, it was more of a pilot project.
Yes.
As at the time it started. Okay, what are some challenges you faced during the mentorship program?
Okay, so for me, one of the challenges, or the most prominent, was more of a location or time zone difference. So my mentor at the time traveled outside the country, so scheduling meetings between ourselves as the mentees and then the mentor himself became an issue because of the time zone difference. So couldn't really have the minimum number of meeting times, which was 5. We were only able to meet once, and even with that, not all the mentees were able to join the meeting because of the difference in time.
Wow, wow. But how beneficial has the mentorship program been to you?
Okay, personally for me, through the mentorship program, I was able to interact with my mentor, and for the very first meeting that we had, he gave us some pointers that we can look out for as engineering students who are looking to dive into the world of work or career. He told us how the classroom setting is not exactly the same as to career. He made us some pointers that during my internship, at that point, I was interning at GMPC. Some of the things that he made mention during our very first meeting, I realized that he actually knew what he was talking about because I faced them, I observed them, and I went through them during my internship. And I was very grateful because it kind of felt like I had information beforehand, so I knew what to do in those situations that he made mention of.
Wow, all in one meeting.
Yes.
That's good to hear. Anyways, would you recommend the mentorship program to somebody else?
Yes, looking at how the only meeting that we had, I actually got a lot from it. I would actually recommend it for other students. But I would actually hope that it wouldn't end up being the same way that it was for us, where my mentor was out of town and then we had that time zone difference. So hopefully maybe their mentor would actually be around and then things would work smoothly for them. Yes.
Okay. Who was your mentor and how many other mentees did you have?
Okay, my mentor was Engineer Osaya CB, and there were 5 other mentors aside myself. Yeah, mentees, 5 other mentees aside myself. Sorry.
That's fine. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank
It's
you.
been nice having you.
Thank you for having me.